When it comes to depression and anxiety, today I want to share with you 4 ways in which I use my body in order to stay away as much as I can from those states of mind. This video is actually inspired by a subscriber who last week asked me, "What did you do to help yourself?" And she was referring to that place in which I was a couple of years ago, a very, very bad and dark place. And the very first thing that I want to share with you all is that I'm still doing the same things I did back then. The only difference is that I don't perform them with as much intensity as I used to do back then, because I am so certain that I don't want to go back to those awful feelings. I don't want to go back to those moments in which I hated every single morning, that I just decided somehow that I didn't want to stop myself from training, to always making myself ready to face challenges that life brings to all of us. So the very first thing I did was breathing exercises. I have made a previous video regarding the Wim Hof method that was super helpful. By doing that, the very first thing I noticed, the breathing exercises, there is a moment in which you have to hold your breath for as long as you can. And that was the very first moment in which I noticed that even though I didn't want to leave, I didn't want to wake up the morning after, my body was feeling otherwise, because when I was holding my breath, I could feel my body craving for oxygen. It was asking me to breathe again. So that was the moment when I first realized that regardless what my mind was telling me, I don't want to be here, I'm hating this life, I don't want to be here tomorrow, my body wasn't feeling that way. My body wanted to be alive. And from there, somehow I understood that my mind wasn't going to help me, but I could use my body to keep myself going, to change my state of mind. So that was the first thing I did, to continue doing these breathing exercises. And those ones, I used to perform them first thing in the morning. I still do that. And it is just a daily reminder that how awesome is to be able to breathe every single day, how awesome is to be here to feel the beat of your heart. And second thing I did was exercising. I was finding super hard to push myself out of bed every single morning, but somehow I managed to do it. Little by little, started to become way easier. Nowadays, it's just part of my life, part of my daily habits. I don't even think about it. But back then, if right now you are struggling, if you are in a very, very dark place, I can totally understand that you don't feel just like doing pretty much anything. But I just hold on to a little tiny piece of strength. So after doing my breathing exercises, I was dragging myself out of bed to train. And there was no way for me to feel as bad after exercising. I mean, as bad as I was feeling when I was first opening my eyes. There hasn't been a single day that I have regretted exercising. And the third thing I started doing was facing the cold water. So cold showers after exercising, to take the this strike of coldness. At the beginning, I was doing full cold showers. Now I only do the beginning and the end. But trust me, there wasn't a single day after I was closing the taps in which I didn't feel stronger than before taking the shower. So um, I will stop here for a little bit. Me breathing, exercising, and facing the cold water was definitely a way to remind my mind through my body that I was strong, that I was capable, that I was willing to be alive, that I was courageous, that I was brave. And that was somehow starting to balance in the negative feelings that I was experiencing back then. I felt like just by using my body to feel stronger, to feel brave, I started little by little to feel that I was able to face and to deal with any negative thinking, to any negative situation. I am not telling you that this happened from one day to another, but I started building from little to little, and that was really, really helpful. And the fourth thing I did was to change a little bit my diet. Basically, the things I changed. First of all, was cutting as much gluten as I could. Not all of it, but as much as I could. There has been some research relating gluten to depression. And the second thing I did in that regard was cutting caffeine. I think I didn't have a single cup of caffeine for 6 months at least. And not even black coffee, not even black tea or green tea, for instance. I just knew that caffeine could definitely trigger anxiety feelings. I must also tell you that I am very sensitive to caffeine, so I could definitely feel the difference in my body. However, even if you are caffeine tolerant, if I'm not mistaken, caffeine is also related to feel more stressed and anxious. So every time that I was having a craving for coffee, when the person sitting next to me was having some coffee and I was smelling it and I was, oh, I feel like having the coffee too. But refraining from doing that, having in mind the greatest goal I have, made me feel so strong and powerful and brave as well. So uh, by knowing what was my greatest goal, my greatest aiming, um, combined with the other things I did, little by little, I felt that I was definitely capable of dealing with this massive depression, massive anxiety that I was feeling back then. And as I have been telling you in some other videos, changes don't happen from one day to another. You have to start from little to little and then start building from there, because it is those little changes, those little efforts, or maybe massive efforts that you do daily, that start becoming your weeks, and therefore your months, and therefore your years, and therefore your entire life. So I am here to tell you that you are not alone, that you have that power. You just need to find it, just listen to the correct voice. And if your mind today is not helping you, your body will. Remember that your body is willing to be alive, and your body is definitely useful to change your state of mind. So use the body, you have it, it's yours. Find the strength, do something, because maybe at first your mind is not going to be there for you. I would love to hear from you. I would love to learn from you also. So let me know down below in the comments if you have experienced something like that, if you have done something with your body in order to boost your energy, to change your mindset. How has that worked for you? So hopefully we will continue helping each other. I have also created this video over here that hopefully you'll find useful, or maybe this other one over here. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I wish you massive love, massive peace, and massive happiness.